So, hello Max, and welcome to Get Into the Game. Usually I'd say thanks for having me, but probably more like thank you for coming, or more of a welcome to England.
Well, thank you. I mean, I was going to be here either way, so.
So, I suppose firstly what we'll do is we'll just explain like who you are, where you come from, all that sort of stuff. So, okay. Go. How have you got here? What you doing here? By the way, we're in a salubrious bar in Wycombe, in High Wycombe. High Wycombe.
Very High Wycombe.
So go on, Max. Where have you come from?
So I've come from the United States of America, from Seattle in Washington State. And I have gotten here via Virgin Atlantic and the trains.
How was getting into Gatwick Airport?
Getting into Gatwick was something. There was some issues with people going crazy with drones.
So if you're listening well far in the future, it's the same week that there was a drone scare at Gatwick Airport, and Max had to land in Heathrow, didn't you?
I mean, the bright side was landing at Heathrow was way better. The not so bright side is the delay outweighed the benefit. Luckily I didn't have a delay like other people did. We had an hour delay beforehand, and then we had to circle London 4 or 5 times while we were waiting for a turn at Heathrow. So it maybe tacked on a couple extra hours, but nothing too crazy.
Right, so first question, why AFC Wimbledon?
So, being from Seattle, I'm going to try to keep this answer short.
No, go ahead.
Being from Seattle, we used to have a professional basketball team, the Seattle Supersonics.
Yeah.
Who my family had season tickets for the entire time I was growing up. My dad actually knew players on the team because my dad worked in radio. Actually, one of the players used to babysit me sometimes. And it was sports and the Sonics were always like a really big part of my childhood. Yeah. And then when I was 18, the Sonics moved to Oklahoma.
Oh wow!
Moved all the way across the country, and
oh god, this is going to be a.
Unfortunately, in American sports, there's no. All right, let's start again. We'll make it back.
Yeah.
There's just hope that some billionaire bails you out and can get a team and a stadium. And they've been trying for over a decade now, and it hasn't happened. It's probably not going to happen in the next 5 or 10 years.
Wow.
At least not the next 5 years, maybe the next 10. But that's like been a big gap in my life, and I'm sure for a lot of Wimbledon supporters who've been through it, when you lose something that means that much to you, it really hurts in just a way that people who haven't felt that don't understand, basically.
Yeah, of course.
And I actually heard, because of John Green, I heard about the story of AFC Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And it was something that I started following and like really hit home for me because of what I had been through with the Seattle Supersonics. And I started following Wimbledon very casually in, I want to say it was 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
And then as the season progressed, I followed them a little bit more closely. And then the next year started. And then, I can join the Don's Trust. It's actually not that expensive.
Oh, wow.
And then I followed a little bit more closely and a little bit more closely. And then the next year, I'm going to do this UK trip. I can see AFC Wimbledon while I'm there.
Wow.
And
so today is the first one.
What'd you say?
Is this the first trip?
No. So this was I went to UK and Ireland in summer of 2015 or September of 2015, I think.
Yeah.
August, it might have been August. Yeah. I saw the first 2 home matches of the 2015-2016 season, promotion season.
Yeah, sure.
We lost both.
So good omen for today then.
So I'm apparently a reversal of whatever fortune we have, is what I'm hoping.
So what you're saying is you've got a 0% win ratio.
Yeah, and I'm worried that might continue, and I'm here for 5 games, and if
possibly.
it does...
We're not going to be in a great state by the end of it. Okay, that's great. So what's it like supporting Wimbledon so far away? Do you find it tough, or is it amazingly good? Or...
This year's been a little tough.
Yeah, of course.
But one of the biggest issues is the time difference.
Yeah, of course.
And especially the Saturday matches are tough for me too.
Saturday 3 o'clock is
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
7 a.m. Saturday still.
7 a.m. Saturday.
7 a.m. Saturday. Yeah, because you're behind being settled. Yeah.
So 7 a.m.s on Saturday are not a great time for me.
Yeah.
So the Saturday matches are kind of a crapshoot if I wake up or not.
Can you record the games, or
there might be a way to do that with iFollow.
I was just about to say, iFollow is quite a hot subject at the moment, because a lot of teams or supporters clubs and that sort of thing are quite worried about people not going to the games if they can watch the game midweek on iFollow. But obviously for you and for guys who live in, all around the world, it's fantastic. So do you get to watch a lot of the games on iFollow? Or?
On iFollow, I think outside of the UK it is
fantastic.
Completely a total positive.
Yeah.
And it makes me seem a little bit less crazy, because I used to have to tell my friends, oh yeah, I'm going to wake up so I can listen to AFC Wimbledon. And
can't wait to listen to BBC Radio London in the morning. Yeah.
No, it was the WDON crew, and I love them. They're great. And also I will add, iFollow has really improved this year from last year.
Oh, okay.
Because the match commentary they did not figure out last year, so you could either get the video or the audio.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
It was not both. So last year I ended up buying 2 memberships.
Oh, blimey. So
I could play both at the same time.
So I think that this year's the first year that we've had it in England. It's been available across the world before, and then now this season's the first season we've had it here. So that's why it's been such a big issue this year.
And I do definitely get that, and I think maybe the happy medium is like in the States they don't let you watch the games if you live within a certain within 100 miles or something like that of where the game is.
Oh, okay. So like within American sports.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like in American football has a rule where if the game is within like 100 miles, it's only on TV if the game is sold out.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's a good way to do it. Granted, the problem is sellouts in English football is such a different thing.
Yeah.
Because American football, most games are going to sell out, and especially for any team that's any good, the games are going to sell out. And the stadiums are all roughly the same size.
Yeah, really big.
Here, selling out Kings Meadow versus, selling
Old Trafford
out
or something.
Yeah, it's a very different thing, and especially, it'd be an issue for lower league teams that have big stadiums.
Yeah, sure. That's why.
So it's not a perfect fix, but I think if there was a way to base it on attendance, maybe.
So something like Bradford have got like 30,000, but obviously don't have a massive support. Whereas if you went to, I don't know, Macclesfield or something like that, it's 4,000 or 5,000 is capacity.
And I mean,
so it's a bit. Yeah, it's a bit skewed.
If you get a check a trade trophy kind of crowd, then no, you can't watch the game if you live right here.
Yeah, exactly.
You could be there.
Because you could be there.
Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah. So I definitely get that problem with iFollow. I think it's an issue that there's probably a better resolution to, but for me, it's not something that I follow super closely because to me, iFollow is plainly and wholly a good thing.
Great thing. Yeah, no worries.